And let's start with a new chapter, that is states of matter. And we know that the different states of matter are solid, liquid and gaseous, as well as we are going to see what a matter is made up of and in which states it is found and what is the kind of arrangement of the tiny particles in the matter. Now let's study the new chapter, that is states of matter. And basically we know that all the living things, the non-living things which are around us, they all are made up of matter. So in this chapter, we are going to study what matter is, what it is made up of, which are the different states of matter, and the properties of matter. So basically what matter is made up of, or what are the substances that are around us are made up of. So all the substances which are around us, they are actually made up of very tiny particles. Now these tiny particles are not visible to our eyes basically. So these particles, they are called as atoms or molecules. So please remember, all the substances which are around us, they are made up of atoms or molecules which are very tiny particles and they are not visible to our naked eye. So as we are talking about atom, what actually atom is? It is the smallest particle of a substance or matter, and the actual meaning of the word atom is indivisible, and it was Dalton, a famous scientist, who has coined this term atom. Now, we have seen that all the substances around us are made up of matter, and matter are made up of very tiny particles, that is atoms or molecules. Atom is the smallest indivisible particle of matter, and basically all the substances which are around us, they possess some special qualities of their own, which are actually called as properties of those substances. Now, all these substances which are around us we can identify because they have some properties of their own. Now, a molecule again is the smallest particle of a substance, and it shows all the properties of the substance, and basically it can exist independently in this environment. A molecule is made up of one or more atoms. Example given here is molecule of water. So you can see in the diagram that one molecule of water is made of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Similarly, the second example given here is of carbon dioxide. So in case of carbon dioxide, it is made up of one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. Now let's study what matter is and which are the three states of matter. All the things which are around us, or the things which are lying around you, if you understand and if you think about them, you'll see that each and every object around us occupies space. It requires some space, isn't it? And they have mass. So matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. Please remember, I repeat, matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. Now basically, when we are talking about matter, it has mass and it occupies space. Then which are the different states in which matter occurs? And we have seen that the different states in which matter occurs is solids, liquids and gases. But how it is possible that it will occur in these three states? The reason is that how the molecules in matter are arranged. Depending on the arrangement of molecules, matter will be found in different states, and we'll see this in detail. So in this slide, you can see pictures of different objects like chair, pencil, a football and different geometrical shapes. Now, if I ask you to change their shape, right, if you press them and you try to change their shape, it's not possible. They're very rigid, right? So they have a very fixed shape. You cannot change their shape so easily. So why this is possible? How must be the molecules arranged in these kind of objects? And what are these objects are called? So yes, these objects are actually the solids. And now we'll see that how molecules are arranged in solids. If you see this figure, imagine that these blue balls represent the molecules. So you can see the arrangement of molecules. They are very closely packed. The distance between them is very less. And basically, because of that, they will always possess a strong force of attraction between the molecules. Due to this reason, that the distance between the molecules is very less, or it is the least actually, and the force of attraction is very strong. So most of the solids will be hard, rigid, and they will have a definite shape and volume. As these molecules are very close, they do not move from one place to another, and therefore the solids will always possess a definite shape and volume. In this slide, you can see different pictures of water, orange juice, honey, and milk. And we all know that these are liquids. So what is the molecular arrangement in liquids, because of which they are found in this form? So let's study that. Again, if I say that in this slide the blue balls represent the molecules, then you can very clearly see that there is space between the molecules as compared to the solids. In case of solids, the molecules were closely packed, but here the molecules are loosely packed. Obviously, when the molecules are loosely packed, the force of attraction between these molecules will be weaker. So, if this is the case here, you can understand that substances such as water, which is an example of liquid, you can pour them very easily, and these molecules can move easily, and that's why liquids flow freely. Now you must have observed that whenever you pour water in a glass or a bottle, the water will take shape of that container in which you're pouring it. So please remember, liquids do not have definite shape, but they do possess definite volume. Now this slide shows carbon dioxide, then oxygen, then nitrogen, and you all must have filled air into balloon. So what all these examples are of? Obviously, these examples are of gases. Then how is the molecular arrangement in gases? That matter is found in the state, right? So we are going to study more about it. Again, in this slide, the blue balls represent the molecules, and in case of gases, the molecules are well separated. That means there is a lot of distance between them with no arrangement, and the force of attraction between these molecules will be extremely weak. Because of this kind of arrangement of the molecules can vibrate freely at high speed. And the molecules in these gases are well separated, so they do not have any shape or size. So gases will assume the shape as well as volume of the container in which they are stored. Mean to say, gases do not have definite shape nor definite volume. Please remember, gases do not possess definite shape nor definite volume.